Hey, you out there. You want some culturally concise commentary? You want some co-hosts who actually are authentic and real, and you can tell that they actually have some type of chemistry going on? You hate clout chasing? That's cool. I actually got something in mind for you. So keep listening. You'll find out.
This is Touchdowns and Tangents, your weekly spot for NFL takes, culturally concise, tangent, and context for the culture. What's up, good people? This is PD Camarillo. I'm joined as always by the great
Kenneth Barry.
We're here in Hawthorne, California. It's Touchdowns and Tangents, TDs_Tangents on Twitter and Instagram. TouchdownsandTangents.com. Touchdowns and Tangents everywhere you get your favorite podcast. We're a little bit late again this week. Sorry, I was fucking around with NCAA, making CSUN. So I'm just going to blame it on that.
Bringing CSUN back to prominence. Can you even hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't hear myself at all.
Yeah, you're on.
Cool.
But yeah, man, so without further ado, training camp, we're in the third week. Had a Hall of Fame game today. It was canceled due to
severe weather.
In the third quarter, I think it said the Bears were up.
Yeah, the Bears are up like 21.
Let's talk about it.
To, I want to say 13, but like 3:31 left in the 21-17 with 3:31 left in the third quarter.
Imagine being a fan playing for a preseason game, which is already absurd.
The Hall of Fame game, no less.
So the of the preseason game. You get there, and then this crazy weather happens, and it gets canceled. I wonder if it's going to impact the ceremony.
It's a Saturday, but it probably won't. I don't understand why they don't have Hall of Fame games in places where, you know, weather won't be a factor. Like, I get the Hall of Fame.
Climate change. It's August. There shouldn't be crazy weather right now.
Yeah, but that always happens in the Midwest. Midwest is like the most unpredictable
Can't remember
place.
the last time a Hall of Fame game got canceled.
It was a couple that got rained out.
When?
I think it was a Titans game, since they're always playing in the Hall of Fame game. Yeah, it's kind of just like, I mean, cool. Football's back. College football's about to be back. So it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
And with that, some folks got paid. Shout out to Tristan Wirfs, a guy you said the Raiders should have drafted, a can't-miss guy. Now the highest-paid offensive lineman.
Draft Iowa offensive lineman.
5-year, $140 million contract extension.
One of the richest tackles in the league
freak
now.
Of nature. The Bears inked DJ Moore to the richest contract in their history. Signed him to a 4-year, $110 million extension with $82 million guaranteed. I guess that makes him receiver one.
He was always receiver one.
Them ones.
And Maryland keeps producing elite NFL talent. He's from the area and he chose to stay.
Lastly, Davon Godchaux.
Godchaux, I think that
Godchaux.
it's always when like those type of last names. I always have.
Isn't that like a Creole last name?
Yeah, I gotta hear it. If I hear it pronounced, then I know how to say it.
They signed their defensive tackle to a 3-year, $21 million extension, $16.5 million guaranteed. Solid signing. Above average defensive tackle.
Yep. And speaking of Patriots, Christian Barmore, who also got, I think, a fat deal this offseason, he was diagnosed with blood clots on his birthday. He's pretty much out indefinitely.
Crazy.
His mic keeps going out.
Like
I hear myself, and then
I think it's your headphones that are going out. Your mic is fine.
Okay, that's probably, yeah.
But yeah, so with that, let's move right on to college football. We got a fast-paced show tonight.
So, since, I wasn't at USC's media day, their personal in-house media day, which I guess we'll just, wonder what the criteria is for that and why I did or did not make the cut, even though I was at literal Big Ten media day interviewing Lincoln Riley.
And you were at like the last 2 trash pro days with only like 3 other media members when it was raining.
The last 3 pro days.
When it was raining and nobody was there.
Tuli's pro day, Caleb's pro day, and then the pro day before that. All their spring games, all their bowl games, the Cotton Bowl like 3 times, Big Ten media day. Whatever, It's just one thing I've learned being an independent black journalist in Los Angeles is that nobody gives a fuck about you. And also, you got to work for everything you get, even when other people don't have to. But that's a whole nother story. One day we'll have that conversation with a whole panel of people because, the NABJ thing is crazy. I actually, that's what I forgot to put in Fair or Fade was the whole NABJ situation with Trump. But we could touch on that whenever, I guess. I don't really care. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about...
I don't really think there's much to say. I mean, I think it's kind of...
self-explanatory?
Yeah, and it's kind of... Look, I don't think either of us are really that much of authority on the topic. Like, maybe as outsiders, but,
members of
we're
NABJ.
not really there.
I think more... It was... Yeah, it's a nuanced conversation that I think a lot of people are going to have. I feel like there's going to be
what I'm saying is
there's going to be a documentary on this shit.
What I'm saying is the conversation is better had with people that were there, people that are involved in the organization, people that were involved in the planning.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not saying what we're saying isn't what we would say is not valid. I'm just saying
there's a ripple effect.
There's better people with more knowledge on the topic that would have a better conversation about it.
Totally. So I'm going to play Miller Moss at Big Ten Media Day. Oh, shit.
And I'm just going to quietly plan out my uniform designs.
I know, right? I hate when it happened. Okay. Degree last year. You got your degree last year. What was that process like knowing after the game you had this whole offseason? Even if you wanted to, you probably go get another degree. But what was just the focus for you? School's pretty much handled.
Right.
Now that, you're the guy.
Yeah. Obviously front-loaded my academic load, I guess you could say. And I'm pretty happy I did. So I'm excited. Obviously USC is a high-performing academic institution, so I'm going to have to stay focused on that stuff. But I'm excited to be able to devote some more time to football.
Coach Riley say, hey, you want to pick up a externship maybe with all that extra time?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was joking with him. I was like, so the Lincoln tell you to just take the next step, get the externship. He's like, nah, it's pretty much football. I could have honestly played some stuff because I talked to Miller for 20 minutes last year at their media day, which is funny. Looking back, I might just repost some of that old content because it's still good. But hey, let's go to Lincoln Riley. That's the wrong guy.
Over into his new team.
In regards to your rating, I talked to Jonah, and Joyner has a strength of 93 for a running back. When you guys were combing through the ratings, what were some of the craziest things you saw?
Honestly, for our team, just the Zach with the 99 elusiveness, that's true. I probably say that's the craziest one, just because seeing how he moves in practice every day, seeing how he works out. I think that's the craziest one because they hit that spot on.
And coming from Sierra Canyon, balled out. I mean, obviously, COVID messed up high school for a lot of people, but you go from UCLA to USC with your D coordinator. Do you feel kind of like a new person, even though you've pretty much been in this defense?
Not really. I'm just me. Just controlling what I control, just being humble. Just take it day by day and just play ball.
That's USC safety Kamari Ramsey. Went to Sierra Canyon and then UCLA. Talked to him a couple more times. So here's the other part. All right, what was the obviously you got a lot of LA natives on the team. What was the mood like when that Kendrick concert dropped and like the whole city was kind of just up in arms about Not Like Us? What was that whole situation?
I mean, it was kind of crazy. Seeing everybody go crazy about the beef and stuff like that. At first, I wasn't really tuned into the beef or whatever, but once he dropped the Not Like Us, I heard it and it was crazy. So it's been kind of wild, though. I mean, it's not too many people talk about it now. I think it's kind of like quiet down a little bit. But at first, it was a little crazy. Everybody was talking about it, but it was entertaining, I would say.
How did the team all come down on Kendrick, or was it split Kendrick Drake, or how'd that go?
To be honest, I really don't know. I'll have to ask. We didn't really the team wasn't really talking about it. I think more people mess with the song Not Like Us. I think they like that song more than any song that Drake dropped. So and people have been playing it over and over and over. But other than that, I couldn't tell you who's on whose side.
And it just with all the LA natives on the team, how much closer do you guys feel knowing everybody's family is going to be at pretty much any game? All y'all played against each other, whatever, i.e. Northern Cali, all that. What's that been like?
It's been good to see. I mean, even for the people that aren't from Cali, or aren't from LA, just getting to know them, having regular conversations with them, just seeing what type of people they are, seeing their background. It's been good to see for the team, and I think that's brought us together.
How pivotal has Taylor Mays been in his new role? Obviously, all the guys who've been around longer, they know his impact on the program and everything, what he did last year. But how has he impacted you guys specifically?
He's been great, man. He's been dropping a lot of knowledge. You can never stop learning. And T. Mays I go in there, watch some film with him about run gaps, about being in the post. He has all the film that you go watch. So it's been great to learn from Coach Mays and just pick his brain a little bit. And he's for sure been a lot of help.
Thanks. Good luck.
No, I can't hear you. Oh, wait.
All right. Play USC Center. Wait, so if you muted me, did they even hear any of that?
No, I just muted you.
Okay.
I thought you were muted.
Here's USC Center Jonah Montheim. How does it feel being in the position that Justin was in last year, Abe guys before you, now you're the elder statesman on the line, and how's the group been this offseason?
It's been good. Obviously, with that role comes a lot of responsibility. Just always trying to lead my guys and do my part, knowing that a lot of other guys depend on me. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's what football is. It's all 11 guys being on the same page and executing at the end of the day. So, yeah, it's been good up to this point.
And in regards to the rating, your running back Joyner has a strength of 93. How did you react when you saw that?
Does he really?
Being in lineman, your running back has a higher strength rating than most of the whole team.
That's hilarious. I'll have to say something to Q about that. That's funny. I'm surprised that's a 93, but great for Q. That's awesome.
And last but not least, we got USC head football coach Lincoln Riley. How much has this defense kind of molded and is his impact on you in regard?
Yeah, Coach Teffer, obviously, we're all in the Holiday Bowl, but obviously the job he's done with quarterbacks, with guys that I've always watched and admired very much. Certainly wish him the best. Yeah, and I think in terms of our defense, listen, we know that's an area that we have to take jumps. Changes that we made. I think our team is going on, feel that momentum. You can feel it in spring ball, and I think all of our players, offense, defense, special teams, are all equally excited about the changes that were made and the way that our defense performed this spring and the momentum that's coming.
Yeah. So that's all I got from USC.
Anything else you want to say on the upcoming season? Things you're looking forward to? Things they need to prove?
I'm going to drop some more interviews. Like openers.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
How about now?
Yep.
All right, so
Nope. Nope.
Closer we get to the season, I'm going to drop interviews. Got some UCLA interviews, Maryland interviews for everybody's season openers. So, you guys get some context because we will be paying attention to Big 10 football, Big 12 football, Mountain West football. I'd say formerly Pac-12, but let's be real. Oregon State, Washington State. Yeah. I'm a national college football journalist with an emphasis in, LA, USC football in particular. So we're going to be covering all this stuff throughout the year. I'm going to be reeling off scores and statistics for teams. You probably never thought you'd have to pay attention to Maryland football. Well, now you will. And now you have a West Coast source and a national source because that's what Touchdowns and Tangents is about. Yeah, we go on tangents to talk about funny shit, but we're serious journalists in a serious place.
Yeah. The whole serious part you said totally cut out. So I think that's the radio gods telling you what they think about that.
Yeah. Anyway, just look forward to more interviews. Why does it sound so far away?
I don't know. No idea. Down. No, my volume's up. Yeah, I don't know. All right, take or tangent. Chargers QB Justin Herbert has plantar fasciitis in right foot.
Fasciitis.
Expected to be ready for the start of the season. Dog, I miss Nikki so bad, bro. You're fucking. I forgot how trash your segments are, bro.
This isn't trash.
Like I just got so used to her, like just being like. So at first she was rough too, but she got into a groove and she figured it out.
Are you fucking serious? Hey, really, bro?
Bro, I've been telling you this. This is fucking Kanan. This is fan lore of our podcast.
What is Kanan?
You know what the fuck I mean. Kanan.
I don't.
Kanan, whatever.
You mean the
Kanan.
show that 50 Cent put on?
That's what you say. It's Kanan, but it's fucking spelled Kanan.
No, it's spelled Cannon. I
It's
get what
not
you mean.
spelled like
because
Cannon,
there's no
though.
two N's, but it's Cannon.
It's not spelled like Kanan.
What do you think? It's Canon?
It's that's actually
Can-on?
yeah.
No, that's not how
There's
words
actually
are.
a rapper that used to be called that.
That's not how words are enunciated, Pete.
Anyways,
Or pronounced.
point is, this has been an ongoing story and the story of the podcast.
Yeah,
So,
but this is like, well, I'm not going to say whatever the fuck.
and it goes in the news part of the show. The news part of the show.
Does it though?
Say it with me. The news part of the show.
It's a news alert, but it's not like he's out for the season.
Okay, so what's your take on him being out, or do you have a tangent on his injury?
Honestly, this is just going to give the offensive line more time to gel because all indications are that Ladd McCloskey is receiver number 1. So we already knew that going in. Justin's going to get the ball out. I mean, hell, since the foot injury, the O-line will just be run blocking more. This might be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, honestly, I was kind of thinking the same thing too. I mean,
Just said my segment's trash.
I think all indication, but that's why it's trash, because we're just going to agree on it. Like, there's not really a lot of room you could go. Like, I could go the other way.
I thought you were
going to
be a hater.
Justin
honestly.
Herbert's never going to be the same. Like, that would be a hot take. Or maybe if I had plantar fasciitis, I could go on a tangent about it, but I don't.
Your foot looks like you have plantar fasciitis.
I don't. Anyways.
As someone who's lived with plantar fasciitis.
Moving on. What I was going to say is, much like you said, all indications point to Harbaugh wanting to run the ball, wanting to establish the run early and often. So now he has an excuse to do that. All signs point to Herbert coming back week 1, but we just don't know. With this sort of injury, maybe it's week 2, week 3, whatever. Either way, he was hurt last year and he was kind of out of rhythm early. So that might also happen this year. And that's why they're going to have to lean on the running game even more than we already thought they were going to. So I think it'll work for what Herbert's trying to do as far as establishing an identity, as far as wearing on teams, as far as allowing his defense to really make plays. But at the same time, they're only going to get so far with that formula. Herbert's got to be the difference maker to get them over the top, and he's got to be at his best, and he's got to play his best. So hopefully he can get healthy and get there, but as a Chargers season ticket holder, it's not great news because, yeah, tickets are already hard enough to sell.
So, I mean, are you still going to take him in fantasy?
I did never took him in fantasy.
Really?
Never had Herbert, no.
Never once taken Herbert in fantasy?
You, bro. When is it going to get through your head?
He's like almost led the league in passing yards.
When is it going to get through your head?
You've never taken him in fantasy?
I don't like white players.
That's wild to me.
They're off my board, bro.
I feel like you've taken white quarterbacks. You would take Josh Allen in fantasy.
Only one I've ever taken is Aaron Rodgers.
So you're scarred forever?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Always does well at the beginning of the season and crashes out, or does bad at the beginning of the season.
48 touchdowns and 4
does
picks.
Great.
He threw 48 TDs and 4 picks, and you're just like, what the fuck? Go to the playoffs.
All right, moving on. Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is out a month with a knee injury.
How that's going to hurt Will Levis's development. I guess it's a good thing for Calvin Ridley, or not, because, you know, he picks and chooses when he wants to show up. Like, the way we talk about Devontae is how we should talk about DeAndre Hopkins. Because he kept him in games and still hit 1,000 yards. It's like, I really think like he's the linchpin of that Titans offense. Not Calvin Ridley, not Tony Pollard. So this could be a very big problem for Levis.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the thing with me and the Titans is they have some talent, but I feel like that division is finally catching up. You know, the Jaguars, they had a bit of a down year last year, but they got better in the offseason for the most part. Colts, you know, they're getting their quarterback one back, so hopefully that gets them over the top. You know, they were a playoff team last year. Texans, we all know they had a great year last year. They added even more talent this year, so all signs point to them being great this year. And while the Titans, you know, they have some talent, are they really better than a 7-9 team in that division? Or whatever, 7-10?
Are the Titans even better than the Raiders?
Well, we're gonna find out. I think they play this year. Cowboys DN Sam Williams is out for the season with a torn ACL. Take or tangent?
Really shitty for him because he was probably gonna have a breakout year this season. And they already they brought in Carl Lawson, Shaka Tony, Justin Hollins. I forget the fourth guy, but they brought in like 4 defensive ends to try out for the Cowboys. So that's going to hurt them, especially in their basic.
They should just sign Yannick.
Huh?
They should just sign Yannick.
You never know.
But yeah, other than that, I'll just say damn, this, I just saw the name on the rundown. I just instantly thought back to Madden 2005 when the Raiders had a Sam Williams. He was like an 84 at defensive end for no reason, but was always hurt. And then when you auto-order the rosters, he'd be on there, and then between him and Burgess, you had 2 of the fastest ends.
75 at linebacker.
But then you had trash-ass Danny Clark just getting bucked for 6-yard gains a pop.
75 agility, 81 speed.
He could get there. He just was going to get bucked and give the running back an extra 2 yards on the tackle.
He was just a faster Arden Key.
Danny Clark?
I was talking about...
No, I transitioned to Danny Clark at that point.
Danny Clark was fast and a good tackler, but that was about it.
He was a good wrap-up tackler, but he wasn't a...
He was a decent blitzer.
He's kind of played kind of high, but yeah.
I mean, he would get the guy on the ground.
More like he'd wrap them and they would gain an extra 2 yards.
Yeah, but he would stop their momentum.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I'm saying.
He rallied to the ball. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah.
Saints inducting guard Jahri Evans into the Ring of Honor. Take or tangent.
Beautiful. He's also a coach, too.
Yep. I made him at the shrine. Talk to him.
I mean, might not make the NFL Hall of Fame, but definitely went to Nebraska. No, that was Carl Nix. Carl Nix went to Nebraska. Jahri Evans came out of a D2, I think. Sitting on his back, put the team on his back.
Well, I think the thing with him is, he might not be the Hall of Famer, but he was a really consistent offensive lineman for close to a decade.
6 to 8 years.
Yeah, so got to put respect on his name.
And he wore 73, so.
We are a Pro 73 podcast.
One of the greatest numbers ever. It might be better than 75. I'm not going to hold you.
All right, and speaking of Ring of Honor, Team Hall of Fames, Frank Gore is getting inducted into the 49ers. Also another guy I talked to at the shrine.
Why'd you say it twice?
Because the mic cut out the first time.
Oh. The greatest Niners of all time. He's top 5. Montana, Young, Rice, Ronnie, Frank, and Patrick.
Yeah.
Deion wasn't there long enough.
Can't say I was the biggest Frank Gore fan once he was the Niners because I hated the Niners.
You weren't.
But I will say you got to respect his numbers. You got to respect the impact he had on that team. Really was the stable of the organization for a little bit, especially because, the defense had a lot of great players, but, they didn't have the best culture. And then once Justin Smith retired, and Patrick Willis retired, Frank Gore was kind of just the last of the Mohegans. And he still was a steadying force, well into his 30s, even when he didn't have the same kind of breakaway speed. So kudos to him. But my tangent on it would just be, man, I really hope his son makes a roster. He's not fast. He's not big. He's not super quick. He's not super strong. But he's a runner, bro. And you can't tell me that a guy like Ronnie Rivers can hang around the league.
Don't hate on Ronnie Rivers.
Or Joshua Kelly can hang around the league. And Frank Gore Jr. can't. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not hating on Ronnie Rivers, but come on, bro.
You hating on Ronnie Rivers.
Come on,
Why'd
bro.
you even bring Ronnie Rivers up? He ain't doing nothing to nobody. Fresno State, great.
Yeah, he ran like a 4.6 and is like 5'3".
Scored
was
touchdowns, though.
getting murdered in pass, bro. All right, touchdown or turnover. Let me find this out. All right, so the federal district attorney overturned the jury verdict in the NFL Sunday ticket case. Not really sure what the fuck that means, but touchdown or turnover.
I recuse myself from this segment.
Well, I guess we're moving on because, like I said, I don't know enough about it to have an opinion either way.
For real?
I haven't read anything about it. I haven't even seen it. No,
We talked about it like a month ago.
I mean, I know the initial thing, but I don't know what the overturning means. I don't know what the next steps are. I don't know why they overturned it. I don't know what that means, bro.
All right, well, we'll revisit it at a later date.
All right, the Pro Bowl is returning to Orlando, Florida. Touchdown or turnover?
Until it hits Hawaii, I don't care.
Until they make it after the Super Bowl so the Super Bowl players can at least show up, I don't care. Because
I mean, if you lose the Super Bowl, do you really want to go to the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It's like it's a congregation. It's supposed to be a congregation of the greatest people in the most elite fraternity. And if you got 5 to 15 players that don't show up because they're on the best teams, then guess what? You're bringing in another 10% of people that aren't the best at the sport. And that's not even including all the other people that don't go because of injuries, because of contract negotiations, because they don't want to go. So now there's another like 30, 40% of the people that are probably there that probably wouldn't be there if it was just straight out the best players. So as soon as they moved it, for me, that's when it lost its luster. Because one, the great thing about the Pro Bowl was it was football when there was no football. Two, like I said, it was a congregation of the best athletes in the most elite fucking football fraternity. And once they put it before the Super Bowl, it just made it that much easier and that much more frequent of players opting out. And three, like, if, like, it just makes it feel more, even more like an afterthought being between the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Like, at least if it's after the Super Bowl, then yeah, it's obviously an afterthought because it's after the highest peak and moment. It's the fucking falling action. It's the, resolution, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But before the Super Bowl, it's like, bro, it's nothing. It's not even a rising action. It's nothing. It's just something you watch when you're at Hooters on a random Saturday and you're watching players play dodgeball. So it really doesn't fucking matter. Shit makes the fucking dunk contest and the home run derby look like fucking must-watch TV. That's how bad the Pro Bowl is. They don't even have a flagship event. Their flagship event is what, dodgeball, bro? That crazy catch is stupid, bro. Like, I hate that. That's like the most TikTok fucking thing of the whole thing.
So you
show me a crazy catch.
Social media.
How about you get all the receivers and have them play 3 flags up? That would be way more entertaining. How about you get all the linemen and have them run 7-on-7? How about you get all linebackers and running backs and have them play spear the whatever they're calling it now in today's woke culture?
Just say what I think you just said.
I don't know what they call it anymore.
You said spear, but I know the rest of this. I don't say it.
I'm just saying, what are they called?
That's not what we called it. We called it murder ball.
That's crazy. I never heard that, but I guess that makes sense.
You ever bounce another human being's head off concrete? Yeah.
Shit. How about they play the Team USA rugby teams and capture the flag? That'd be more entertaining.
Somebody would get hurt badly. Rugby players are psychos.
I'm just saying. That would be cool, though. Am I right?
I would want to see Jordan Mailata doing running back drills, though, as a 6'9" left tackle. I would want to see linemen. I would want to see.
They don't want to give us control of the Pro Bowl because we'd actually make it a success, and it probably would upstage the Super Bowl, and then we would get fired
or killed, Boeinged,
or get a cash bag to save the Olympic, and then we get killed by the Russian mob.
That silver medalist shooter.
Icarus.
That silver medalist shooter who literally, the white dude just showed up, didn't use any earplugs or anything, just pulled out the blammer with one hand.
Yeah.
51 years old. Olympics are hilarious.
Let that dude call plays.
He's taking shots, deep shots all day.
You'd be a better coach than fucking watching Eli and Peyton glaze over the league's NFL players on some drizzy shit.
Can we not hate on Peyton and Eli, though?
I mean, I'm not hating on them directly. It's just more of like...
Hating on them.
I'm hating more on the people that give them the platform. Like, we get it. Eli and Peyton are great, and they're funny.
Football royalty.
Cool. But just like everyone else that ESPN tries to prop up, it's like at some point, it just gets old. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's plenty of other people you can get involved in there. Shoot, man. Like, let Ice Cube and Snoop call plays, bro.
The NBA is at war with Ice Cube. That's never going to happen.
I'm saying the NFL.
Yeah, but like...
The NFL's not at war with Ice Cube.
Yeah,
Ice Cube's not that Raider game.
They're not going to help him
Lights
either.
the torch. He's on the fucking season ticket, bro.
They're not going to help him either.
By the way, if you got a Raider season ticket with Ice Cube and you're willing to sell it to me, hit me up. That's just hard. Anyways, Bills signed Kareem Jackson, touchdown or turnover.
That man is old
36.
as shit. He came out of high school when he came out of college when we were in high school. Seniors in high school, I think.
So how would you feel if you were like let's say, 5th round pick and you're running sprints and Kareem Jackson is just dogging you with his 83 speed? How would you feel?
Or like you're doing all the work and he just comes in automatically as a first team starting strong safety.
That's crazy.
You're just like, fuck me, bro. What are you, seriously?
What would be worse?
DeMar stealing playtime. Kareem's, what the fuck? What kind of hospice is this? The Bills secondary is a hospice center at this point.
Don't forget hospice Von Miller.
That's crazy. Don't you ever disrespect
AKA you after lipo.
You know what? Wow.
Dog, if you got lipo, you would look like Von Miller.
I have a hairline, bitch.
For now.
No, I've had a hairline my whole life. I came out of that with the womb with the hairline. I was legally dead for 5 minutes. You know what I had the whole time? A hairline. Von hairline been gone since he was like 5. Fuck you mean?
But yeah, I'm gonna say if Jackson can get anywhere from let's say 3 turnovers.
3 picks and 4 ejections.
If he can get 3 turnovers, it's a touchdown.
He was ejected like several times last year.
Yeah, I know.
And fined by the Broncos and cut.
That's great.
Imagine he cost the Bills a trip to the Super Bowl.
The first grade Bama DB?
No, he's not the first grade Bama DB. Not even close. There's a whole lineage of Bama DBs way before him.
Like?
There's too many to name, bro.
Of the modern era?
It's not Kareem Jackson. Say Draco Patrick first. Roman Harper.
You said Roman Harper, bro.
He was a great
Think
Alabama
about that,
safety.
dog. Think about you just said
Google
Roman
Harper stats.
I know who Roman Harper is, bro.
I know what I said when I said it, but I had to say it because Roman Harper was really that great. It's like people don't think of Ryan Clark as a great LSU DB, but he really was. He was coached by Nick Saban.
All right, Taylor Decker signs a 3-year, $60 million contract extension.
I feel like the Lions are done paying people right now. They paid their best 2 starting offensive linemen. They drafted Jonah Jackson's replacement. Sam Laporta and Gibbs are on rookie deals. Montgomery's on a pretty cheap deal. They paid Amon-Ra. There's nobody in the secondary you need to pay. The Lions are in the perfect position to make a run. And they already paid Goff, right? The Lions, bravo. Like, bravo. And he's one of the most tenured members on the Lions. Bravo. That's all I got to say. I wish the Raiders could operate at this level of, intellectual capacity.
Yeah, it's crazy because we all laughed at what's the coach's name again? Dan Campbell. We all laughed at him when he came in on his opening press conference and was talking about, biting off kneecaps, but, for lack of a better phrase, he really did kind of restore that roar. And you see it now. These teams are, these players are buying into the system. They're not leaving. They're not holding out. And ownership is backing them up. The fans are backing them up. They're showing up again. So everything's looking up in Detroit. It doesn't have that same foul stink and, oh, they're just the Lions. Oh, they're always going to be the Lions. So credit to him, man. I think you brought up, it's like, yeah, we all want the calm, cool, and collected coach. We all want the X's and O's guy, but sometimes an old school motivator can really make a difference. I think even last week how you were talking about how everyone was just kind of been overlooking, Deshaun Foster at UCLA, and it's I feel like he could have a similar impact, just really uniting that fan base, that the players, the alumni, and just really because they needed that excitement, especially after Chip Kelly, especially after Jim Mora kind of, underwhelmed a little bit. It's they needed that rah-rah guy, and they needed that guy who's been there and done that. So, yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of what I thought about. All right, and then the last one, Trent Williams is still holding out. Touchdown or turnover. Meanwhile, Brandon Ayuk is at camp, not practicing, but everyone's been making viral videos about him hanging out with John Lynch. So, touchdown or turnover.
Touchdown for Trent Williams, especially after seeing Taylor Decker get paid and Tristan Wirfs get paid. And you're like, I'm better than both those guys combined. Pay me $1 more. So Bakhtiari did. He's like, pay me just $500,000 more than fucking Trent Williams.
Yeah, I think he's in the advanced age, late 30s, mid 30s, 38? Yeah, so he's been doing this for a long time. He's playing one of the toughest positions just in general as far as balance, body control, power, athleticism, period. He's playing one of the most premium positions. He's playing it at the highest level. He's been playing it at the highest level. I've even heard San Francisco beat reporters say he's arguably the MVP of that team, despite all the great playmakers they have with, Christian McCaffrey, Debo, etc. Those guys all have to share touches. Trent Williams is doing what he does every single down. And so all that factored in is as he's getting older and continuing to play, the risk of injury and the tear on his brain and his body is just getting exponentially more. So yeah, if he wants to pay more, if he wants to get paid more, more power to him. At the end of the day, if he does retire or when he does retire, I'm pretty sure he's going to have no shortage of suitors for him to be an O-line coach. I'm pretty sure he could immediately go to OU and be a lineman coach there, at the very least, if not somewhere in the pros. So he's got all the leverage here, and ultimately, the Niners have choked. So, yeah, he might want to come back and win a ring, but there's no guarantee of that, regardless of how good they play. So, really, if he doesn't want to play, what are you going to do about it? No, who are you going to play? Matt Pryor? I know Matt Pryor's not there anymore, but I'm just using that as an example. who's your backup left tackle? Like, really? And even if he's average, even if he's good, that's still a huge drop-off from the stratosphere that Trent Williams is in and has been in. So you have to pay that man. And if you're a Niners fan out there who's like, oh, I don't want to pay a 38-year-old X and X, guess what? The Jets will, because guess what? The Jets are playing an even older quarterback, top-tier money. So
they also paid Tyrod Smith.
Yeah.
Tyrone Smith.
Yeah. No, and Tyrone hasn't been half as healthy as Trent Williams the past, 5 years. So, there you go. And as far as Ayuk, I mean, it's funny because this is what front offices always say, right? Just show up. We'll get your deal done. Blah, blah, blah. Whoop-de-whoop. Well, he's doing it. He's walking a walk. He's showing up. So you got to give him some credit for that. Regardless if they can meet on the numbers, might not be possible, bro. The Niners just have too many elite players, too many people who've gotten paid, and they have other players they need to pay. So it might just be a timing thing where it's like, hey, this was great while it lasted, but it only lasted for so long. So it is what it is, and props to him for being mature about it, because everyone, was ragging on him for what he was doing on social media before, but clearly he's handling it like a professional. So all those teams out there that are going to try to, lowball the Niners and say, he's a head case or whatever, it's like, bro, no, he's not. He's still showing up. He's not being a distraction, clearly. He's still being involved in all the things. He just wants to get paid, just like everyone else. So pay him. All right. Fair or fade, CeeDee Lamb holding out. Definitely fair. That man was one of the top players as far as usage. And again, what leverage do the Cowboys have? Who's going to be your other receiver, bro? Who? You don't even have anyone else opposite CeeDee Lamb. And even when you do, you don't throw him the ball, Dak, or you overthrow him. So, yeah, just re-sign the guy with the crazy catch radius and call it a day.
I said it better myself. Pay that man. You gotta pay Parsons. You pay Diggs. You have to pay Deron Bland.
Bro, CeeDee's not even supposed to be there. The fact that the Cowboys even got CeeDee where they got him is fucking crazy.
CeeDee arguably has more value than Zeke did coming out of college. Being a great running back.
He was just in a really great receiver class, too.
Versus, it's harder to be an elite receiver than it is to be an elite running back.
Didn't Jalen Reagor go before him, bro?
Something like that. Think about how hard it is to be an elite receiver, though.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
It's harder to be an elite receiver than it is to be an elite running back. Because an elite receiver still has to go block and depend on the quarterback to get the ball. And if the O-line's trash and you're still putting up crazy numbers, want to pay you? Shit.
All right, Cardi B filed for divorce from Offset the same day she announced her third baby with him. Fair or fade?
See, what I could say, I'm not going to say. But what I will say is, stupid fucking people. Why did you file for divorce and then announce the baby and you got the picture? So you're promoting single motherhood now. Cool. Great.
I'm going to say...
Good job. Good job, Cardi.
I'm going to go the other way on this, and I'm going to say it's fair. Because why do...
Take me out the fucking group chat, please.
Because
both of you niggas.
Because why are there some women out there who think keeping the baby is going to make a difference? Because all that man is going to do is see you when he sees the baby. If he hates you and resents you that much, he's only going to resent his kid too. So if the love is lost and the relationship is broken, better to part ways amicably than, pass than pass on, shitty attachment
Generational trauma.
and generational trauma. Yeah, and from reports at least indicate that this wasn't from any particular incident. There wasn't any, affairs going on like the past. It was just they drifted apart. They haven't been on the same page. They haven't been spending time together like that. So, it's just been in the works, and here we are. All right, speaking of glitches,
Yeah.
EA Sports College Football Team Builder, fair or fade? I'm going to say it's a fade because, my computer couldn't run it, so I had to get on my brother's gaming PC because he actually has the memory and card to be able to run it, but otherwise I spent like 2 hours just being in it crashing, messing up my uniforms, etc. But yeah, I'm in the process. I'm rebuilding CSUN, so give me a couple weeks. About to finish up my uniform combination as soon as I get off this. And slowly but surely, going to go through the grind. I think I'm going to simulate the first 4 years.
Don't be a bitch.
Nah, because I just want to start on a clean slate. That's why. So they just give them 4 years in the Mountain West and get shit on a little bit.
That's coward talk. You put them in the Pac-12 and you make them.
Yeah, I'll move into the Pac-12 in year 4 when I actually have control over all my recruits. I don't want to be beating. I don't want to be beating world teams with a computer-made team. That's dumb. I want to beat other computer-made teams with my computer-made team.
You're playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
A fake simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And you're adding concrete morals to it? To a simulation?
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've seen you restart ass whoopings at least 15 times.
The only way I'll do it is if I literally make every single player on the 95 roster into somebody that I know or have coached or have played with in my entire existence.
You don't even have that
which is
much
going to take
space in your
fucking
brain.
Hours.
That's why you do it. I would make everybody on my team 7 feet tall.
That's corny, weird. That's all Madden Ultimate Team shit. There's literally a mode in there in the Ultimate Team where you play players that are 3 foot and you play players that are 7 foot.
No, but I would make them all 7 feet, but they'd be trash.
I know. That's the fucking Ultimate Team mode.
Then once you wash shit out, then you switch to the Pac-12 with the regular size players. I'm just saying,
you just don't want to do shit.
It's a video game.
You don't want to do shit the hard way.
No, I get lost in the new. You literally just said you're gonna
do shit the hard way.
You just said you're gonna skip 4 years of a video game,
and then I'm gonna do it from the grind where everyone else is equal.
Nobody's equal. First off, nothing is equal.
Fair enough.
Nothing in life is equal.
Fair enough. All right, man. Well, go ahead and get to your rant.
I don't really have shit to say. Honestly, it just disrespect is noted. Disrespect is very noted. And I don't get even. I just elevate over people. I don't get even. I just elevate over you. And then, that law, one of the 48 laws of power, destroy your enemy entirely. I'm kind of that route. I'm not. I'm just going to say, to all the young black journalists out there.
This man said he didn't have a lot to say, and he had about 3 solid stopping points, and he just keeps going. You had 3 mic dropping quotes, and you're just continuing to build on it and just taking away from the
I'm gonna just say quality
things you said.
I'm gonna just say mine, and then I'm done. Young black journalists out there, stick together, stand up for yourselves. Stop letting people play in your face.
Bro, you sound like that fucking old head that worked at a newspaper 30 years ago, and the same newspaper he did the fucking route at. That's who you sound like right now. Anyways, don't ever say, you're not old enough to say young black journalist, so please don't ever say that for at least another 10 years.
I'm allowed to say that.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
Yes, I am.
You're not. You're not.
Yeah, I am.
You are a young black
I
journalist.
have gray hairs on my hair.
You are a young black journalist. You're not a middle-aged black journalist.
We don't look up
You
to
are
those.
young
We
black
don't look up to those niggas. They don't provide
You are a
any.
young black journalist.
Not enough of them provide actual real. Do I need to quote Master Teague?
I'm good.
He said it in a public forum.
I'm good.
He said it in a public forum. Okay, then. He said it publicly, so I can say it publicly. I can repeat what he said publicly. Stop fucking these young girls, these young college girls. Be mentors and not haters.
All right. For me, man, I'll just say this, man. Summer's wrapping up. So, girlfriends out there, it's about to be football season. So, hug your boyfriends, your husbands, your side dudes, your doo-doo daddies. Give them an extra hug because for the next...
Hey, what did you just say? Did you say doo-doo daddies?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Because the next 5 months...
What the fuck is a doo-doo daddy?
Girls be out here acting like they don't be jumping on doo-doo daddies.
What is a doo-doo daddy?
The equivalent of a torta, a doo-doo mama, a ratchet.
No,
that's what an equivalent is.
At this point,
The male equivalent of
it's
it.
2024.
Actually, a lot of people...
I assumed you just meant like girls who like eating ass.
A lot of people forget ratchet was not a gender-neutral term at the beginning. It was actually a term for a dude. But it somehow got co-opted. But yeah, people forget about that.
Really?
Anyways,
Ratchet was only dude specific?
Yeah, it was a dude-specific term. And then it became a verb.
Oh, wouldn't...
All right, man. So, yeah. Summer's wrapping
I think
up.
my brain just broke.
Women out there, enjoy the time you have with your men while you have it. Because either they're going to be playing football, watching football, gambling on football, or hanging out with people that do. So just prepare yourself for that. High school athletes out there, camp starting up. Make sure you're fucking hydrating. Make sure you're fucking stretching. Do the little things like your first steps. Build up that consistency, man. I know there's not a lot of great coaches out there, so it's hard to really be held accountable. But you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to set up those systems. You got to set up those processes. And you got to do it. And you got to make sure that you're doing it. The standard is the standard. You know, like Kenny said, nothing's equal. A lot of these schools out here have vast disparities. But at the end of the day, all you can control is your effort and your attitude. And the standard is the standard. So you even if you're playing D13 or D7 or D2 or D1, like you got to have the same effort and attitude as the guys at the highest level. And as for us, I mean, same thing. Like our standard is our standard. We're going to keep working. We're going to keep doing what we do, regardless of what anyone else thinks about it, because that's why this show exists. You know, we don't. We're not the best fit, but we do fit in. I'm just going to say that. And yes, that might have been a sub-diss.
I take us over them every time.
Touchdowns and tangents, TDs_tangents. We never miss. We always fit. And
Our archives don't lie.
TDs_tangents, Twitter and Instagram. Shout out to your favorite podcast app. Shout out to everyone who fucks with us. We're out. Peace.
Peace. Doo-doo daddy's just a funny ass word. I'm sorry.